Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Graybeards. My name's Wayne. You know my partner over here, Bud.
Oh, Bug.
Well, you're a little delayed on that.
Grandmama.
You
Grandma, they
sounded a
still
little
call me Bug.
delayed.
They
I
call
can
me Bug
bar-
after 6 years.
yeah, I can barely hear you over there.
I know what's going on. I can barely be heard. I can barely hear myself.
Yeah, it's weird. Little
Yeah.
technical difficulties here this morning. Ernie fires his
Yeah.
computer up once a week.
Oh shoot. Yeah, you're right. Um,
I can hear you, but it's just not as good.
yeah, because this is weird. What's happening is it's recording. I don't know why. Think I should go out and come back in?
And if you go, well, we'll have to. I had a great intro too, and you're going.
It was good.
No, I can hear you. Why are you recording? I don't know.
I didn't know I could.
Well, hit the
I thought you could was the only one that could record.
yeah. I'm glad you turned that TV off behind you, though. Someone commented to me that even though when it played fine, but there was a couple times when you had the TV on the back, it got real bright and it washed out your
Yeah.
face. So it was like,
Dang.
yeah, so you couldn't see what couldn't see your face very well.
Right.
But
Um,
I think you sound all right. Let's press on.
let's
We had
do
an
it.
interesting week, did we?
Yeah, we did. As they all are. They all interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of in the office. In the office wise, it wasn't real interesting, and not a whole lot of banter going on. Um,
Yeah.
and
We had a
did
couple missing pieces.
so. Real quick, sports. Georgia play yesterday or not? They didn't play, did they?
No, they didn't play. They
You
got a
had a
big game coming up next week.
yeah. Okay, so that's like last week. My team had the week off or the
Hmm.
weekend off, week off,
Yeah.
whatever.
Hey, I saw y'all beat somebody 50-6 to nothing. I was like, oh God.
Yeah, we beat the brakes off of those guys.
Some
I
some
was
high
happy to
school
see
team.
it, but again, it's a team. It's an unranked team. Um, Nothing to take away from those guys. They're probably fantastic people. Um, Good team, good players, but it's just like I'm happy to see it personally, but just because obviously everybody likes to see their team win.
Of
Um,
course. No matter who they playing.
right, no matter who they playing, we all want to see our team do well. Like same, just like in politics, you know. And I hate the thought of talking about politics, but I know we're gonna have to. Um,
Yeah.
we
I
got a
don't have
good
an issue with the politics, man. Shoot, it's an
Well, I
amazing
mean,
thing.
I don't necessarily do either, but obviously I'm guilty as just like anybody else. I don't really have a team so much, but I do.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, because we have this two-tier political system, uh,
Hmm.
um, the Democrats and Republicans, right? I'm over
Hmm.
here to kind of consider myself an independent.
Hmm.
So anytime I see something. And that one thing you sent me earlier this week and asked me
Yeah.
what I thought about it, and I mean, I didn't even get like 5 minutes into the thing, and I'm going, this guy's on one side and he's making up crap.
Yeah, I
That was
saw.
my
I figured that.
impression. He's like he talked to college or what did he call them? Some scholars, constitutional scholars.
Yeah, that sounds
What does
like
that mean? I don't know what that
sound like
means.
somebody that studied the Constitution in its most
Yeah,
deepest sense.
yeah. I
They know the
mean,
intricate details.
sure, I get that. I mean, but I was like, he was obviously he was a never Trumper, which
Mhm.
whatever, I get it. If you
Mhm.
don't like the guy, you don't like the guy. There's been many times I voted for people that I didn't necessarily like some of the stuff about them, but I agreed with their politics, if you will.
Yeah, their policies. I think that's what anybody should just focus on. I mean, okay, the person that we've gotten really personal with these candidates. Hey, I don't like the way you're taking the nation. I think your policies suck. That's all. I think that's all you probably should get involved with. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like I told you, I tell you at work, I says Trump, the stuff that bother most people about Trump don't bother me. I think it's funny. You know what I'm saying? For him to say somebody got small hands or they can't stay awake, that's funny to me.
I
But when
mean,
he
it is
says,
unless you're the person that he's making fun of, right?
yeah, I just look at it as fun, man. You
Yeah, you know
know?
what I mean? I got that. I wish I think he has kind of toned it down. He makes fun more of his political
Yeah.
um,
He has toned it down
opponents.
some.
He has
Hmm.
toned it down some. It looks like he's cut his hair thinner too. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I like the new cut that he
I
got.
do
I
like
think
the
it
new
looks good.
cut. It does look a lot better on him. It doesn't look like you're trying to hide something, his thinning hair or
Hey,
whatever.
he might have
Um,
hair, bro.
but
But
anyways, on that filming thing, I got at the top of my list here. I'm looking at
let's do
filming.
it.
David
Yeah.
Feldman, New York City.
Hmm.
Um, he said he was talking that he crimes about to commit. The crimes and I was like, what is he talking about? Wants to convict this guy on crimes he's about to commit. Uh, because he was talking about the November election. He believes that no matter the outcome, Trump is going to not accept the results, whatever.
You
Um,
know, they made a movie about that. Um, the guy in Top Gun, what's the lead actor in Top Gun?
Cruz?
Yeah, Cruise. Cruise, they had this thing, they had come up with this invention where if you was about to commit a crime, they would know it and they would go get you and arrest you simply because
Oh
you was
yeah, yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah. What was that movie?
I can't think of it, man. I know somebody out there, Kyle. He
Yeah,
knows what
Kyle
this.
probably be like, let me research it.
Yeah, them guys,
Um,
I know what it is. So,
yeah,
but
because
yeah, that's
they had the ability, so they thought they could this. They had these sisters or whatever
yeah,
that they had in some
yeah,
kind of isolation, and
yeah. There was had some cognitive skills above it.
yeah,
They could predict the future.
yeah,
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 and they would go and arrest people for a crime they were about to commit that
yeah.
they hadn't
So
committed, but
that's
they
what
were.
Feldman's talking about.
Well, that's what I think. Is fear mongering, and what else did I write down? As one-sided idiot is what I called him.
Hmm.
And I get it. That's his team, right? He's he's one. I don't understand it personally. It's frustrating
Yeah.
for me. I
Well, the
mean, I
thing
just
is,
want
man,
to side, you know.
fact check, man. Fact, is there a legitimate source that the American people can go to fact check? Um, you know,
Not that I'm aware of.
we need something like that. But can you even trust that darn thing? You know what I'm saying?
No,
What's real and
absolutely
what's not real?
no,
Now, one
because
thing,
everybody's going to I don't know what do you call it. Everybody's going to pick their team
mhm.
that they want to win, right?
And that
That,
should be shit. We should be looking for truth, though. You know, we
yeah.
need, say like one thing he said that I want to talk about was, Trump is saying that hey, I'm going to reduce the trade deficit. China's is one of those countries that we get a lot of materials from, right? So I would like to hear the president to be or elect candidate Trump. I would like to hear him say, hey, if we put tariffs on China's imports or exports, um, how we're gonna it would how what would be the outcome? This guy's insinuating that we're gonna lose a lot of money if we start taxing China. You know what I'm saying? Um, the way he said it sounded like maybe he got a point. I'm not sure, but Trump may have a plan. He may like I expect that if we put more tariffs on this stuff, because I would imagine more tariffs would kind of raise the prices of these things that they're importing, and maybe fewer people. I don't know. I don't know what the outcome going to be, but that's the only thing that made me go And then I was like, I would like to hear what they say. I would like to hear. I don't know.
So he did do that, right?
Hmm.
he was like, I ain't paying you. You know, you're not. He said that in his first 4 years, and he did a lot about increasing the tariffs or
Yeah,
enforcing the tariffs that were already in place. That you ain't paid. You know, whatever it was, whether it was NATO or
yeah.
whatever. He was
Hmm.
like, y'all, we're not paying anymore. So you guys
Hmm.
have paid up your dues. We're not paying anymore. And they were all like, oh my God, he hates NATO. He's gonna whatever. He's like, no, man, I'm tired of seeing American people, working people, and this is the way I viewed it. Obviously, other people gonna,
I think it's legit.
yeah.
You know, for a
And they
long
talk of,
time we was
the
afraid.
you want to do business with this country, you're gonna have to pay just like we have to pay. The tariffs that businesses have to pay to
Hmm.
import their products into China. You pick a country,
Yeah.
right? Or stupid high. But you can bring their crap over here. Um, I say crap.
Virtually
We all
free.
know a lot of
No.
that stuff ends up in the landfill because it's garbage.
Yeah.
You know, we don't pay. They don't pay hardly any import tariffs, hardly
Hmm.
any in comparison.
Hmm.
They
Yeah.
do pay some, right? And because
Hmm.
there's so much of that garbage that's brought into this country, it's a lot of money.
It
But
is.
imagine how
Yeah.
much it would be. And then again, they're so used to going down to Harbor Freight and buying these Chinese tools or whatever so cheap. And you're like, how are they making this stuff so cheap? Child labor comes to mind, but I have no proof of that. That's just my speculation.
You know, the
Um,
boys ain't got no labor laws.
yeah, they don't have no fair. I mean, I say child labor, but it's probably the
It's labor
people,
period.
they're living on, an equivalency of say $10,000 a year, maybe.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
are they working their 40 hours and getting their 2 weeks of, paid leave every year? I doubt it.
Hmm.
I don't know, but
Yeah,
I seriously doubt it.
I seriously doubt it as well.
Yeah,
There's
that
reason to doubt it.
the socialist construct, communism, Marxism, whatever word they want to call it, you know,
I understand.
the
What about, all right. Yeah, all right. Okay. That's the responsibility of the government, right? To make sure that the trade balance is they're equal.
certainly
And let's say they're failing us, right? I remember back in the 80s, we're talking a long time ago, they was doing a 60-minute report, right? And they walked up to uh some Japanese guys over in Japan and was like, you guys are paying $4 and something for your own apple, a Japanese apple. I'm not trying to sound any kind of way. That's the only thing I know. Japanese homegrown apple, you're paying $4. And then here's the American apple, it's bigger, more nutritious, and it only costs you like $1.50. But you're spending the $4 on this on your own apple. Why? And they was like, we want to invest in our country. They were being loyal to their own country. They was like, I don't care if this thing is $1.50.
Dude, my head's gonna explode. You keep you're talking nonsense there.
I'm just saying that was just observation. I mean, and why I'm saying all that is because we're not loyal to our own. We're not loyal to our own country.
Some
We are
people
looking
are.
for, I mean, yeah, and I'm not, it's not all totally inclusive, but we wouldn't have these problems if more people were loyal to American made stuff, products,
Well, I
All
mean,
right.
obviously you're talking an Apple, right?
Yeah. It
You
was just
same
Apple.
arm, same. I've been saying this for years, right? For
Hmm.
decades, and I can't support it anymore because we have allowed it in our generation, right? Let's talk the automotive industry. We're not talking an Apple. We're talking a freaking car, a large investment in most people's lives.
Hmm.
When they in the 70s, when they started letting Japan import all these little cheap little cars, right? And that's what they were,
Hmm.
cheap vehicles, man. They were stupid cheap in comparison to an
American
American
made.
vehicle, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, and I will credit Japan in the sense that they made American auto manufacturers look at what people really wanted, right? And they had to adjust. They started adjusting, right? Their quality, build quality, it took a while, mind you. And I'm going to tell you right now, 70s Japanese cars and trucks were not that good, right?
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
rusted away. The Japanese steel was not that not very good, right? But they were cheap cars, right? People were like,
Yeah,
you get people
yeah,
out like in California in them dry areas in Arizona and Nevada where they don't rust away, but where I grew up, you were lucky to get a couple years out of them things, and they were,
yeah, yeah.
Pennsylvania where I grew up, they inspected vehicles, they would rust away and be garbage, but mechanically they'd have 60, 70,000 miles on them. Some had more because people drove more, obviously, but
Hmm.
I knew a lot of people, they were all excited about it. Look at that, I got a pickup truck and it cost me this, and you
Yeah,
go, and it's small, it fits in my little, we
yeah.
houses there were real close
It's
together.
good on gas. I
They were,
think
they
it's,
were, they were, hey, I had an 82 Toyota pickup truck, right? I bought it used. I only got 20 miles a gallon with that thing. It didn't get that great of gas mileage. I can tell you that right now.
that's what they touted though. Hey, this thing it's cheap.
Yeah,
It's not the American hog.
in
Yeah.
comparison to a full-size pickup truck, they probably did. But it was just that. It wasn't designed to be a highway driving vehicle. It would do it, but
Mm.
when the
Yeah.
national speed limit was 55,
It was trying to do that.
but
So you're talking
but the thing,
the go
yeah,
ahead.
so the resistance is there to make these other countries, because for some reason people want that they think that the American people want to be known as the world's saviors, and we don't. We just want to be Americans, right? Just like
Mm.
most everybody goes, I want to go to America and live great in some foreign accent I just made up. But
Sound Indian.
yeah, whatever it was, everybody wants to come here and experience the American dream. And these people don't. They're so running around with blinders on, thinking everything's all hunky dory, and they're
Right.
trying to give away what makes this country so great. They're trying to
Yeah.
squash it. I don't understand it. It just baffles the shit out of me. But
Yeah. It's yeah, I got you. But yeah, we have to us as citizens, we have to invest in our own country as well. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? We
we want
can't
this big
totally,
wages, but no jobs, right?
yeah. We're so divided. We can't really enforce change. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
we're divided. But once upon a time, they were really united, and they could like, hey,
Well, it
the
seems,
people
yeah,
were,
it has to be some kind of stupid conflict go on, 9
yeah,
11, World War II, not so much
yeah,
Vietnam for whatever reason, but
yeah. That kind of
uh,
divided us.
yeah,
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
they're
So, what
trying,
you think about jumping lanes? Somebody else want Trump dead. I didn't really, I didn't really
Really.
get, I didn't get the gist of it. This one don't seem as popular as the first one because I guess the first one actually, he was injured, but they had a guy right on a golf course.
Yeah, yeah, he had been there for 12 hours or something like that, I guess, supposedly. I don't know.
It's,
Depends on what news channel you watch. I say news channel, I got to put the air quotes up there.
there you
You know,
go.
again, it's
Wow.
different. Some of them aren't even talking about it. They don't even want to
Mhm.
talk about it. It's like, no, nothing
Mhm.
happened. Whatever. The guy got caught. Big deal. Right? Happens all the
Mhm.
time. Right?
Happens all the time. Nothing to see here.
Anything to numb everybody to it. It's like, oh, just
Yeah.
another assassination attempt on a former president. Blah blah blah. Um,
Just one candidate though. I mean, nobody's trying to shoot the other. They're just trying to get. We don't want never. That's a definitely a never Trumper guy, right?
yeah,
It's definitely never. I mean, I'm gonna make sure
yeah.
that's a real statement.
And supposedly there was reports that he was for him. It's kind of like a friend of ours that was all in with this guy, and then he met somebody and changed,
Switched up.
yeah, switched up, man. Now he's PBS and everywhere, and I'm curious how that's working out for him. Probably,
Did they take him alive? They took this guy alive. Like I said, I didn't hear much about it.
yeah. So
Okay.
luckily, someone had I guess someone had videotaped or took a picture of the car and license when he because it basically what it come down to. I think they were coming through and doing a check prior to, and they
Hmm.
someone Secret Service or whoever or local police, I don't know who,
Hmm.
actually saw him and called it in, and he got scared or because he was going to get caught and he wasn't going to get to do what he intended to do, right? He said,
Yeah,
I'll retreat and fight another day, whatever.
that's not going to happen.
Nah.
He's not going to
Um,
get another chance.
but you know what I mean? It is what it is. And
Yeah,
that's the thing, a lot of that stuff happens all the time, that you. Probably never even know about it.
true. Probably
Um,
does.
but
Yeah,
I don't know. It's crazy.
it's another one of
Hopefully,
those things, man.
well,
When they're gonna,
early voting started. Again, I'm not on one or the other side. I try to, but they're making it so difficult for someone that, like I said, I'm conservative, more. I ain't gonna say a staunch constitutionalist, but I guess because I don't know the intricacies of the Constitution. I have read it, but I've read a lot of things and don't recall it either. So,
yeah,
I don't know I read Bible
yeah.
verses every night, and I can't remember what the heck I read the night before.
I'm gonna work on that. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I keep,
definitely work on
again, I just have to it's just
keep
something
it.
for me, right?
Yeah,
I retain some of it, but it's not like, I don't know how
yeah.
people can do it. They'll be like,
Hmm.
Proverbs, da 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 da, instead of blah, thou shalt, whatever. I'm like,
I'm one of them guys.
yeah, but to it in your
Hey,
fairness, you've been reading the Bible way longer than I have, right?
thanks. I get it.
Um,
Just like you in cars, man. I mean, you should make your own vehicle Bible or something.
no, I
do's
couldn't
and
do it.
do's and don'ts.
Yeah.
You know, I hear a sermon every week about my vehicle.
Well, the thing, again, I hate to come back to vehicles because that's one of my passion.
Yeah.
Um, it just it just blows my mind, right? That people will spend a huge amount of money on something and not know anything about it, other than
Mhm.
how to drive it, put gas in it, and that's about it.
You don't have to out me on this show.
I'm not outing you. You know
No,
more
I'm
than
playing,
you
man.
probably, but you know what I'm saying. I'm like,
Yeah,
it just blows my mind. You ask them what kind of engine they got in. That's I don't know one.
yeah. Don't know anything.
They
It's
have no
true.
idea, because everybody relies for the most part. Not everybody. I'll
A
retract that a
lot.
little bit. Most everybody that has a vehicle rely on that piece of equipment a lot, and they don't want to know anything about it other than they get mad because they can't. The radio quit working. Time to trade it in. It's like get something else, and I get that, right?
Easy button.
Yeah, yeah. Where is the easy button? That's the easy E over here. Um, yeah.
That's it, man. I expect this thing to perform. It says 5 years, 50,000 miles. I want that. I'm not gonna put a drop of oil in it. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
rotate the tires. I'm not
Yeah,
doing that.
why do I need to wash and maintain it,
I
right?
don't need to wash it. I don't need to clean it. I
Yeah.
don't need to do anything. Just
But you
drive
can
it.
sit there, you can say the same thing about people's houses, right?
Yeah.
Probably the most largest expense in one's life is buying a home, right? And you go inside and
Yeah.
it's just trashed. I don't understand that, man. I was like,
Hey, man.
I'm not the
You,
neatest person, obviously. Like, you see my shop over there, it's just a mess. I try to straighten it out, but I'll work on something and I just put my tools on the bench and be like, oh, they'll be there for next time instead of putting them away where they're supposed to be in the toolbox. Now,
Mhm.
granted, majority of my stuff is a place and it's usually in there, but
Yeah.
it takes me,
Yeah. You're pretty organized, man. I give you credit for that.
I don't know about that. But
Yeah.
anyways,
I'm
the
off the cuff kind of guy.
well, I gotta tell you, I got a recall notice for one of
Oh
my
yeah. Oh
my
what?
my tractor. Yeah, they tell me
Yeah.
I'd almost read it to you, but I don't have it in here. It says
Hmm.
stop using immediately.
Yeah.
I was like, well, shit, I was using it yesterday. Now I can't use it today.
Just
It's
because you
like,
read that.
Yeah, it's like stop using immediately. It has something to do with the brakes. They're important. I got that, but I rarely use brakes on a tractor.
Yeah, important.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
I
I
mean, what do
got you.
they think I'm going to be making? 20-mile-an-hour dead stops. I'm going to
Now,
roll out into
okay,
traffic. What am
correct me if I'm wrong. Most tractors are standard shift. Is that right? Or are they all automatic these days?
No, most of them are all hydrostat now.
Oh, they hydrostatic. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I know growing up, the tractors where you had to
Mhm.
shift gears and all this kind of stuff.
They're still out. They still have them certain models because there's a lot of diehard manual transmission. And then I don't have a problem with that. I like, but mine are you're not going to find those. Like mine's a 2025R, and I don't even think they make that in a manual. It's more like
Right.
a big garden tractor,
Okay.
personally.
Oh yeah. What happened to the window, man? We went out to lunch
Oh yeah.
Friday. And
Yeah, the
did you get that
regulator took
straightened
a
out?
crap. Yeah, I put it up. But I'm gonna do a video on it. Just
Okay.
because you don't see it, a lot of people you don't see a lot of older truck videos, right? They're out there. You just got to find them. But and it applies to most vehicles. This process that I'm going to do, I'm waiting for a part because you can't really fix. I probably could take the regulator out and maybe fix it, but you'd end up back. Once that cable in there gets a kink or whatever causes it to break in the first
Yeah.
place, you probably
Mm,
you could probably repair it. Just not this guy, you know.
yeah. I
Um,
got you. So, jumping back on our little script,
mm,
uh, you was mentioning about I think Kamala, I don't know if it's Kamala or not, but basically, if you say something against somebody, you can go to jail or something like that. They're trying to implement
yeah,
a rule like that.
yeah, that was some law, I guess. Governor Newsom out in California has
Mhm.
got some law that something about the deep fakes, right? I
Deep
guess there's
fakes.
somebody's running an ad out there with all the Harris Walz campaign. You'd have to see it. I don't have it on here to
So I know you
share.
mentioned something about AI, like you can't make a meme or
Yeah,
anything like that.
it's sort of it probably falls all under that. I don't know.
Mhm.
It's going to get challenged, I'm sure, and get thrown out because um Elon Musk is all over that too. But again, it's all about their perception. They don't want to call out their party or their political um partners there to people are like, well, you're not talking about all the failures. You're only talking about what you will do or they're one thing that I will tell you that drives me nuts is they were talking um what's his um, Vance was getting
Mhm.
interviewed and he was
Mhm.
like, these people here are illegal and the reporter's like, no, they're here legally. He, and technically they are right that those people that he's referring to are here legally, right? They are because they were given some uh
Oh, I see what you're saying. I was thinking because that's one of the things that guy Feldman or whatever his name was. That's what
Feldman.
he was saying on that video. He was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, they accused these Haitian guys of eating
Hmm.
cats and dogs, and but they're legal citizens. But
They're not legal citizens by no
or they're
means.
legal immigrants, right?
They're
You
they're
know,
here because the administration gave them a pass, right? They were like, okay, we're gonna boom, these people, they just were just stamping like
and
rubber
see
stamping
that
basically instead of following the the process in our 10 minutes that we have left here, the process, right? They just
Mhm.
streamlined them, boom, boom, boom. You're here on whatever
And
asylum,
see that's
whatever.
misleading right there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You're saying
Mhm.
that whoever his listeners are will assume, oh man, I was just about to vote for Trump.
Yeah.
And now Trump said that these people eat cats and dogs. Trump said that they were illegal, yada
Yeah.
yada yada. And then this guy comes out and said, no, they were legal, but he's not legal in the sense that you would think, the average American would say was, that mean they went through proper immigrations
Mhm.
entry. You know what I'm saying? Meaning
Well, they
like,
didn't
hey,
follow the process. They just was like, all right, we'll just give them a pass. Boom, you're good. You're here. You can be here. You got whatever
man,
visa, would give them some kind of visa for whatever,
and just because,
Um,
yeah,
mhm.
and they made them legal like that. It's
Yeah,
not
just like
typical.
boom, boom, you're good to go.
They, they
We
didn't
don't know who
take
you
the
are, but you're good
immigration.
to go. You can
They
be
didn't take
here,
the
and
test.
we'll give you
They
a
know it.
we'll give you a plane ride to Springfield, Ohio, or you pick a place.
And these bad boys like, yo, look at all this food just running around. This is the
Mhm.
land of plenty.
Mhm. Yeah,
No, hey,
yeah, he was
somebody gotta get me for that.
there. It was someone was talking about. I saw a guy. He went to Springfield, the city council, right? He was like, "There's
Right.
people homeless living behind the school, and that's okay with you? These homeless people living behind the school, And it was just like he said, these people are coming into the Walmart. This was his words, not mine. I can't confirm nor deny. I'm gonna put that out there. And then he
Okay.
said, I seen them do it. I didn't hear this on TV. I seen it. He's testifying or in front of the
Yeah.
city council. They were opening up jars of tomato paste or tomato whatever, sticking their fingers in it and eating it, and then putting it. And then they would go out front. They had these little fruit cups. He said they were just eating the fruit. A man's got to eat. I got it. They're gonna eat, right? If they ain't got no money, they ain't have no means. Their EBT
Y'all, I'm
card
not
or
laughing
whatever
at the
didn't come
situation.
through, you know. And he's
Mm,
like, "When are you guys gonna do something about this problem? Why are you not enforcing the laws, right? Get these people
mhm.
sandwiches, whatever. I don't know. I don't want
Yeah,
to see
and
anybody.
that's
I don't want here legally, illegally, whatever, right? I don't want to see anybody suffer in this country unless they're willingly doing it, right? Because you got people that are on drugs. They don't want any help. They just want to do their drugs and they don't,
man. We're gonna have to talk about that one of these days.
that's
The
a whole
drug
nother
problem.
story, right?
Yeah,
Um,
I'm writing that down.
yeah,
I wrote that down. We're gonna have to talk
yeah.
about that.
But that's
But yeah,
homelessness is a whole nother thing. Some people, everybody goes, there's nobody that wants to be homeless. No, you're right, but they want to be. Oh yeah, come in. I just want to do my drugs, but you can buy me a house and you can put food and whatever. But I just want to do my drugs. I don't care
right.
about that other stuff. That's how bad the drug addiction is, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're on drugs. I
Um,
mean, you're not thinking with a rational mind.
yeah,
So, all right. So now you look at these guys, because I've seen videos of individuals just going into stores, taking Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Nike, and
yeah.
leaving. You know what I'm saying? Now they're doing food. It kind of this is hey, you know what? This in a weird way. This is the people. This is a government. That's a government by the people right there. This mob control. We're gonna just go in here. You're gonna take this stuff because we can't afford it. And yeah, we're gonna level the playing field. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That is totally
But that's what they're doing. I
crazy.
mean, that's the thing, that people are going to take the role. I see this happening where people are going to take the law into their own hands, right?
They're
Uh,
doing it.
and
They're
it's
definitely doing it. They're taking the
well,
law in their own hands.
they have that fear they're going to get persecuted, because they protected their own property, right?
And they got laws to prevent you from doing that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You can't shoot a guy for stealing your car. I know back in the day, you stole a cat's horse, you get hung. They can hang you on sight. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm
Same with
really
cattle
advocating that.
rustlers, horse rustlers, all of them. You still, it, and I don't want to go back to that, right? That's what, I don't want that to be
Mhm.
in our society. I don't want
Yeah,
that rule of law to be,
yeah.
there's no way. because
Um,
even that in itself, again, well, he stole my horse.
mhm.
Did he really? How do you know he stole your horse?
Is it your? He got my brand on it under the saddle.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah,
But I don't know, man. This kind of goes back to what we talked about on the earlier show, need-based spending versus want-based spending. You know what I'm saying? Want-based
hmm.
is definitely dominating. Folks are buying stuff, to
So in
create
the last
self-esteem.
last, I gave you 3 more minutes, and then we're gonna do a close
Hmm.
out. What do you think about the Fed rate drop?
I
Political?
love it, man.
Was it? What? Of course you
Yeah.
love it, but don't you kind of wonder about the timing of it? Why didn't they do this 6 months ago? Why now? You know, why,
Hmm.
60 days or whatever we have till we
Well, I guess you would have
election.
to look
Go
at,
ahead.
okay, I get what you're saying. It could have political implications, you know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
sure it
You know what
does.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah. So, but is it time for it to drop? Why did they drop? Why did they drop the rate? Right? They dropped the rate to pick the economy back up. Right? Is that?
possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can't. You got to question the timing of it. I mean, it just happened. Gas prices $2.60 down here, South Carolina. It was
Hmm.
$3 and something not too long ago. You know, maybe so. I'm a conspiracy theorist, not you. You remember
Oh,
that.
I'm not a
I'm that
theorist.
guy.
I'm not a theorist by any way, but I certainly know there's conspiracies out there for
Yeah,
sure.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You're
I
more
love
of
it.
a
But
conspiracy theorist with the Federal Reserve
definitely,
than I am.
yeah,
So
Federal Reserve. I'm in a lot of things, man. I question a whole lot of stuff.
yeah, I
But
mean, it's
well, as a consumer, it's good that they're dropping the rates, but you got to question why now because it's near the election. That's not going to sway my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because they dropped. I don't see anything that the current administration done to cause. Yeah, well, I take that back. They caused this hyperinflation. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to drop. You know what I'm saying? They kind of influenced it in that way, in a negative way. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? We got to drop the rates so monks to start spending money again. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's not a good thing on their behalf. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look, man, you guys can cause this stuff to go up, up, and up. We got to, and people stop spending money. So we got to get them to spend money again. We got
yeah,
to we got to reduce the cost of money
certainly.
by lowering the interest rate. So yeah, that one I don't know, but it's not. I'm not gonna say I'm voting for Kamala because of this. The Feds dropped the rate, which I think that I, I'm probably not gonna live to tomorrow, but I'm gonna say this: the Federal Reserve is not a government entity. Okay, I'm putting it out there.
But it's very
Bug
much
said that.
controlled by the. It's very much controlled by the government.
No, man, they're not controlled by the government.
Oh, absolutely, they are.
We're gonna talk about that too. I'm gonna write that down. Federal Reserve. I know a guy named Kyle gonna back me up on this. He don't back me up on much, but he gonna back me up on this.
Sure.
Yeah. Hey,
Mhm.
Kyle. But yeah, it's good. It's good for the consumers. Why? Timing. Yeah, you're probably right. And don't do their research, so they're gonna be like, "Yeah, great job, Joe. Your policies has gotten me a great interest rate." You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do that. All right. I'm done.
That's it. Good. All right, y'all. We're gonna get out of here. Enjoy our Sunday. If you like what you see, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. If it's the first time you hear it, welcome. Thanks to all the subscribers. Leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Bug gets on there when he can. I'm calling him out right here because he does
I
not.
was just on there.
Yeah, just now, right? So if you're